Hello and welcome to Soda Tasting, an online show dedicated to soda reviews and appreciation. I'm Patrick O'Keefe, and this is episode number 50 of Soda Tasting. So I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who has watched the show, shared it, liked it, commented on it, or has just sent me some kind words of support. Thank you very much. It means a lot. This is a really fun show for me to do, and 50 episodes has happened really fast. So hopefully I'll be able to hit 100 in a couple months' time. On today's episode, we are going to do something different. I'm not going to review a soda. I'm not going to do a blind tasting, no mixing of soda. Instead, I'm going to review an soda-themed attraction. And that attraction is World of Coca-Cola in Atlanta, Georgia. World of Coca-Cola opened in 1990 at its original location at Underground Atlanta, and it moved to its current location near Centennial Park in 2007. Construction began in 2005. Coca-Cola had amassed some land near Centennial Park in downtown Atlanta, and they gave some of it to the Georgia Aquarium, which I've been to and like a lot, highly recommend it. And they used some of that land also to build the new World of Coca-Cola. Cost-wise, to get in, you'll have $16 for adults, $14 for seniors, $12 for kids 3 to 12, and 2 and under are free with an adult. They also sell annual passes, which are twice the amount of a single admission, so $32 for adults, $28 for seniors, $24 for kids 3 to 12. The annual pass includes a 10% discount to the World of Coca-Cola store, which is where I got this excellent Mr. Pibb t-shirt, and also 10% to Pemberton Cafe, which is on the grounds there. And I myself happen to have an annual pass to the World of Coca-Cola, even though I live 617 miles away. And how that happened is I was in Atlanta earlier this year with my family, and I was hanging out with them and also had a speaking engagement at CNN. And, we were there and wanted to go more than once. So it's cost-effective enough where, if you're going to be there for a few days or a week and you want to go a few times, just get an annual pass. And you get that discount in the store, which we took advantage of. And yeah, we went like every day that we were there almost. And, if you know me from watching this show, you know that, I'm totally the person who would do that. So what I want to do today is to walk you through some of the attractions and some of the things that stuck in my mind from having spent time at the World of Coca-Cola. And, when you walk into this main lobby area where there's some Coca-Cola themed artwork before you go into the loft, the Coca-Cola loft. And they have a lot of memorabilia in that room. And that's really a theme throughout. Obviously, Coke fans are very high on memorabilia. It's one of the things that has made the brand so popular is its high collectability. So, they have all sorts of memorabilia not only in that loft, but throughout the place, whether it be artwork or old advertisements or pop culture. There's a pop culture gallery specifically that exhibits art. If you've been there before, obviously it can get repetitive to go through that loft. Thankfully, some of the employees at World of Coca-Cola were friendly enough to let me just walk down to the main area where you can then explore any area that you want. And I was able to skip the whole presentation and also the theater showing at the Happiness Theater where they have it's a cute video that I think kids would really like, and I enjoyed it myself. Let's say the first couple of times, but when you've seen it 3 times in 3 days, obviously you just want to skip it. But it is a pretty cute movie, and again, I think kids really like it, and it's a pretty well done animation. I won't spoil it. Obviously, it has to do with Coca-Cola. And so, once you get out into the main kind of area, the main atrium, you're free to walk to different exhibits. And a couple of exhibits that caught my eye were bottle works, where you can look at what a bottle line looks like, what it works, how it works. And then there is the Vault of the Secret Formula, which is actually I think the newest attraction there. And if you missed that story, what Coca-Cola did, I think it was at the end of last year, is that they took the Coca-Cola Secret Formula out of the vault at the SunTrust Bank, and they brought it to World of Coca-Cola, where it is in a big vault. And of course, a lot of people don't necessarily believe that. That's their story, so I'm inclined to believe it. And what they've done is create this whole great interactive exhibit that leads to the vault, and it's got all of these myths and urban legends about the formula, and maybe I think there was something about like different plots to get the formula. And it's really cool, really well done. I think conspiracy theorists will probably love it a lot, but it's just very visually entertaining. And of course, there's also facts and history there as well that's also interesting. including a replica of Pemberton's Pharmacy, where Coke was first served, I believe. And so, you know, it's just a really nice exhibit, and of course it leads you into this room where you're surrounded by video screens, and it plays a presentation about Coca-Cola, and then it opens up to the vault. And you can take pictures in front of the vault, you can take pictures of the vault, you can't get too close to it, or a security message plays. I mean, I don't know how serious that message is. I didn't trigger it myself, I will say. I watched a video that the CEO of Coca-Cola did with, I think it was Bloomberg, where he showed the exhibit off, and he put his hand over it and it went off. So, you know, but it is a really cool exhibit, and obviously the Coca-Cola secret formula is closely guarded and part of the lore of the company. So, to have it there, for some of you, if it is there, if you believe it or not, it really is a pretty cool thing. There's also a secret Formula 4D theater where they play another family-friendly film that has, and it's 4D because not only is it with the 3D glasses, but also you have motion in your seats and other kind of effects like air blowing or water or bubbles that add to the film, and it's you know, it's a fun film. But you know, that brings us to far and away, you know, and this is no shock, my favorite area of World of Coca-Cola, which is the Taste It area, the tasting room. And one day, hopefully, I can host soda tasting from the Taste It lounge at World of Coca-Cola. That would be a ton of fun. But what Taste It has is they have over 60 flavors from around the world, so different Coke brands throughout the world, from the Beverly, which everyone tells you to take, and I won't spoil that because it's kind of a joke there or whatever. And you know, different kind of fruit flavors, just flavors from around the world. Like I said, different regions of the world. And of course, it's got flavors from North America. You know, when I was there, they had recently put in the Coca-Cola Freestyle machines. They only had 2 behind a counter, but you were welcome to freely go to them. Now they've added more of those in an area that was previously just Coca-Cola specific products, so Coke, Cherry Coke, Vanilla Coke, and so on. And I actually liked that because I don't know what it is, but I kind of like having the Cherry Coke from the Cherry Coke mix versus from the Freestyle. I'm not sure what the thing is there, but I just kind of prefer it. But still, now they put more Freestyle machines, and Freestyle offers you 100 plus flavors. So if you add it up, you've got over 160 flavors in the Taste It Lounge. And you can take cups, you can stay there for as long as you want, taste whatever you want, mix whatever you want. So obviously, to me, that's paradise, a wonderful place. And I really, really enjoyed that, and we spent a bunch of time there. And it was, you know, a lot of fun. And then after you're done with tasting, they give you a glass bottle of Coca-Cola to take with you. And then you go into the store where they have just a ton of different Coca-Cola themed memorabilia, everything from t-shirts to artwork to jewelry to footballs to whatever you can think of. And that's kind of the end of the experience. I really enjoyed World of Coca-Cola, and obviously the tasting room is my favorite thing, far and away. But, you know, there's a lot of good exhibits. The films are entertaining, especially the Secret Vault, as far as the exhibits go, is probably my favorite one. But there's a bunch of things to do, and it's really a great value for the money. And they have a bunch of ticket deals and other things that you can do where you could get a ticket for both World of Coke and the Aquarium and other Atlanta, you know, attractions. So I highly recommend it if you're a fan. Obviously, if you're a fan of Coca-Cola, it's a no-brainer. But if you're a fan of soda in general, I recommend you give it a try. Just that for the small fee that it costs, it's great to experience the different exhibits, but also to go into the tasting room and just hang out for a while. No one's making you leave, so you could try the different sodas, and you'll most likely discover something totally new that you really like. So I definitely recommend checking it out if you get to Atlanta. I know that when I go to Atlanta, it is one of the things that I think of as a passionate soda drinker. But I'd love to know what you think about World of Coca-Cola if you've been there. Leave me a comment on YouTube or on sodatasting.com. You can also subscribe to receive every show automatically via email, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, or RSS. For those links, visit sodatasting.com. Thank you for watching, and as always, everything in moderation. But you might have to have a little less moderation when you visit the tasting room. But just for that, you know, one day or short period of time, it's okay to let things go once in a while. I'll see you next time.